Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday is here on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray, released by Arrow Video. It can be found as a limited edition, available at your local and online retailers. I have to admit, Jason Goes to Hell caught me off guard in my first watch many years ago. The film relies more on the mythology of Jason rather than the physical appearance, which I remember back then was a huge source of criticism. Kane Hodder, who in my opinion is the best actor to play the character, is on screen for around 15 minutes total. Now, I will say that this film's opening sequence is still one of my favorites in the entire franchise. The rest of the story doesn't sadly live up to that, but there are some entertaining nuggets and Easter eggs throughout. Even though this film isn't in my top 5 of Friday films, it's grown on me over the course of time. Jason Goes to Hell on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray has both the theatrical as well as unrated cut on separate 4K discs. It has an aspect ratio of 1:8:5 with native 4K resolution, and it supports both HDR10 and Dolby Vision. For purposes of this review, I will be discussing the Dolby Vision transfer. According to Arrow Video, Jason Goes to Hell underwent a restoration, and the 35mm original camera negative was scanned in 4K, with the additional scenes featured in the unrated cut scanned using the 35mm inner positive. The source was clean, no blemishes that I could see. Film grain is easily visible and doesn't appear to have been managed. Bit rates are healthy, as per usual with Arrow's typically strong disc encodes. Details in 4K make a solid appearance with added depth. Of course, some optical and special effects shots do show some inadequacies, but otherwise textures are nicely pronounced. As a whole, image clarity is improved. The palette also enjoys a bit of a tune-up, as visuals are given subtle but no less welcome enhancements. Day scenes are quite striking, and some highlights get a boost, such as the opening attack on Jason, the possession of the morgue worker, and the swirling supernatural effects near the film's end. Normal primaries look good as well and stay true to the tone of the film. Black levels, however, can be hit or miss. The grading accentuates night scenes fairly well, and for the most part, dark interiors are conveyed properly. Shadow detail, however, tends to suffer a bit as crushing is often seen. It's not in every case, but often enough to notice. Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray supports a DTS 5.1 as well as a DTS 2.0 track. It appears that more or less the film's existing 5.1 has tagged along for the ride for this release on 4K. I would have liked a bit of an Atmos upgrade, though admittedly I would have preferred it if the next entry, Jason X, did so more than this film, which I'll talk about in that review. For Jason Goes to Hell, to my ears it sounds pretty much like the same track. Surround activity is limited to film ambience, the sounds of nature, etc., as well as the film's score. Some mild action audio cues also punch through on occasion, and it's fairly active. In-film dialogue is clean from start to finish with no issues present. The fronts, in their turn, also complement the center well. The film's sound design and era from which it came offers a solid, though not bombastic presence on the low end. The opening sequence, once again, is arguably the most punchy you'll feel from the LFE, with mild instances springing up for the rest of the film's runtime. There are both new and old offerings when it comes to bonus materials included on the main theatrical 4K disc. Arrow has provided a few shorts with the film's makeup artist, the actress who plays the opening bait girl, and one piece I was really interested in was the film's composer, Harry Manfredini. Legacy content includes a discussion with the film's director, a general making of and behind the scenes, an interview with Jason himself, Kane Hodder, and much more. For the picture quality, I'm going to give Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray an A-. No matter which version of the 4K disc you go with, the theatrical or unrated, you'll have a very good visual experience. Dolby Vision adds subtle enhancements, image clarity brings out better detail, and the overall film looks clean. To me, this is definitely worth the pickup. For the audio, I scored it a B+. Honestly, there's not a whole lot new to say about this audio mix, as if you have the old Blu-ray, you've heard this one before. It's a fairly good track, though I would have liked to see some upgrade here, but for what it is, it's a fine listening experience. The extras, I graded them an A-. If you're a fan of supplements, Arrow has you covered, as there is a healthy mix of both old and new content included for this release. If you enjoy the film, I think you'll be pleased with what's here. So that is my review of Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray from Arrow Video. If you're interested in picking up a copy for yourself, I will leave a direct Amazon link in the comment section, but if you have the disc already, let us know your thoughts down below. In the meantime, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.